I'm Christina Camelli, and I'm here to show you an easy tip for getting nice, smooth spiral quilting designs. This spiral quilting design can be really fast to stitch up once you know the trick. And the trick for me is using a freezer paper circle to get the first circle that you stitch nice and clean. I've tried doing the spiral with a walking foot before, and it was very hard for me if I just marked the circle right on my quilt top to see where the line that I had marked was. And so the first circle that I stitched was kind of bumpy and didn't look at the way I wanted. And then I figured out I could do this. So you can take any household object that's round, like a cup or a bowl, and trace around it to get a nice circle on your freezer paper. And then the shiny side you'll want to iron down onto the piece that you're working on. On your machine, you'll have your walking foot set up. Everybody's walking foot is a little bit different. The one that I'm using right here is about 1/4 of an inch from where the needle goes down to the edge of the foot. And so that's the distance that my lines are going to be quilted apart, because I'm going to use that edge of the foot as my quilting guide. So we'll get this started. I'm going to use the freezer paper circle as the guide for stitching the very first circle around. So I'm going to go slowly, and I'm going to use my hands to pivot the piece as I stitch. So just slowly, I'm going to do this. Now, I've heard it said that this is a walking foot and not a running foot. So if you have a speed controller on your sewing machine, go ahead and set that speed to one of the slower settings so that it doesn't get away from you, especially on these first inner circles that are pretty tight. As far as the size of the circle that you want to start with, I would say 3 to 4 inches is about right. Anything smaller than 3 inches, and it's going to be hard to keep your line smooth as you go around this first part. Okay, I'm coming back around to where I started. I'm going to make sure that I stitch over the first few stitches that I made in that circle, and then I'm going to start breaking away. So not following the edge anymore, still doing the pivot with my hands, and I'm going to keep letting it come farther and farther away until the edge of my freezer paper circle is right here. I want to be following the edge of the last line I stitched right at the edge of my quilting foot. Keep going around until it's the size you want.